Welcome back to another one of my live stream. Wake up and thrive with Camz. Super happy for you to be here today. And as you see the title here, when life feel like it's on repeat, today we want to talk about that simply because we're trying to move past life. Sometimes things happen, sometimes things are beyond our control. Sometimes we've been doing things in a certain way and we feel like we aren't getting any results. So it's that type of thing today. We want to talk about that. Have you ever felt like you've been doing everything right, but for somehow you feel like there's no changes, right? Well, that's what we want to talk about today. Such is life, right? Who said life was easy? So today, let's talk about that. Welcome to the Wake Up and Thrive with Camz live stream. Don't forget to give this live stream a thumbs up so YouTube could push it out. We know how YouTube work, right? They said encouragement, strength, labor. So if you're one of them that is watching my live right now, I would love for you to support this community by giving this video a thumbs up. Let me see if I can tag one or two of my um, shirts here. Also, I would love for you to support this community if you decide that you want to become a part of the Wake Up and Thrive. So I think I tagged it. Okay. All right. So we're good to go. We're good to go. So let me know where you're tuning in from, by the way. I love to know where my, viewers are tuning in from so I know, how this live streaming is working. So we want to talk about that today. When life feel like it's on repeat, sometimes we may have been doing things a certain way. We're trying to get results, but you just feel like life isn't working out to your expectation. I have those fears shared. I have those moments where I feel like I'm trying to make improvement on my life, and sometimes it just feels like it's just not happening fast enough. Such as life, right? Sometimes God keeps you in the same season for you to learn your lesson. I just want you to know that. Sometimes God have his ways of how he worked things out in our favor. Sometimes he's trying to teach us a lesson and sometimes we missed it, right? So if you did not learn from your lesson, then guess what? He's gonna keep you right there until you can learn your lesson, right? So when it feels like life has been just repeat and repeat and you're not seeing any improvement, this means you're not learning, meaning you missed it. Maybe you aren't aware. Maybe you aren't seeing the point of where he's trying to show you so you can make a better decision. We never know. God does things in a certain way, and I know sometimes it may feel uncomfortable, right? That's life, right? They said success don't care about feelings. Such is life. So yes, I know sometimes our life may feel like it's on repeat. There's no improvement, but again, God decided to just keep you here just for the simple fact that you may have not learned your lesson. For those just hopped in on this live, go ahead for me and thumbs this live stream so we can push out this live stream. And y'all, let me tell you something. If you're brand new here to this community, I would love for you to be a part of it simply because I motivate, inspired, and also I bring awareness to this community. So I would love for you to be a part of the Wake Up and Thrive with Camz. Okay. Second thing, growth feel repetitive before you start feeling or seeing a reward, right? It hurts sometimes, right? But it's kind of like, when you're studying for a test and you just study for the test just to pass it, we don't want that. We want you to study the test so that you know it ins and out. Like it's right here in the back of your brain, right? Like it's just there. You're not gonna forget it. That's how life is like. Sometimes things may seem like it's on repeat because it needs to embed. You need to know why you're going through this, how you're learning from it. Hey, Drew Ross, thank you for being here. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate it. So yes, growth feel repetitive before it start feeling rewarding. You've got to know the reason why this isn't happening fast enough. Maybe you can't handle it and you need more lessons to learn. You never know, right? So I know life may feel like it's on repeat, but there's a lesson within this, right? I go through my fair share. Sometimes I question myself why this is happening to me, or why isn't this happening fast enough, or why this person so and so and so. But there's a lesson in it. In every situation, there is some lessons for you to learn. For those who just hop in, welcome to Wake Up and Thrive with Camz. I would love for you to be a part of this community. Go ahead for me and thumbs up this live stream. We're talking about, hold on, y'all, hold on. I see something. Okay. So I seen this message came up here. I wanted to make sure I wasn't missing it. So, yeah. So today we're talking about when life feel like it's on repeat, when you feel like life isn't happening fast enough, what should you expect? Why is it happening? And I was saying that sometimes we don't learn our lessons. Sometimes we're still in the same predicament because we got our fair chances to move past it, but for some odd reason you haven't grown past it. For some reason there's no growth through it. For some reason you have not learned, so it may feel like you're still stuck in the same situation. And as I said before, God keep us in it sometimes because we just did not learn our lesson. And this is not only for you, but also for me, right? They said to pick the beam out of your own eyes. And yes, I'm saying it sometimes when I feel like I'm stuck, it's because maybe I have not learned my lesson. And the same goes for you, my friend, okay? Another thing, faith looks like trying again when no one is clapping, right? So you got to keep trying. You got to keep, making improvement on your life no matter what. I know life is hard. In this economy right now, there's so much going on. We can see it. Government shut down. Everyone is like, mostly people, well, let me just say, according to what I'm seeing here, people are in debt. People are going broke. People are going homeless. The list goes on and on. Everyone is going through crisis, right? But again, don't forget that through it all, you have to learn how to pray through it. Through it all, you still have to be strong, right? Your children is counting on you, you know, and they don't have anyone else, so you have to be strong through the process of it, right? And that's how life is, you know, and we just have to learn. Such is life. We just have to learn each stages in our life. We have to grow, right? You can't, your mental capacity cannot be the same each decade of your life. There's certain lessons to be learned. There's growth, and you got to just make improvement on it, right? This comes with friends, circle, your job, you know, the list goes on and on. Each decade it needs to be better, even though sometimes things doesn't work out to our expectation. But the truth is, we've got to hold on. We can't give up. We got Jimmy in the building. Hey, Jimmy. Thank you for being here. Jimmy is tuning in from Mississippi. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, so today we're speaking on when life feel like, it's on repeat, like you're not progressing fast enough, when you feel like it's not happening fast enough. Truth be told, there's lessons to be learned within it. And that's how life is. Sometimes God is preparing us for things that we don't know that is about to happen, right? God works like this. Whenever He's trying to show us a lesson, so there's a parameter, right? It could be short term, it could be long term, right? And we all have different season, right? Season of goodness, season of joy, and there's going to be season of sorrow, season of long suffering, season of, so we have to be aware that these things will happen. But through it all, you have to still learn to trust in Him. You still have to build up your faith and know that it will get better, so that's just how life is. I am reminded, like, when things happen to me, yes, I may question it sometimes because, I'm in my feelings, right? You're in your feelings. We all go through it where you're in your feelings. You're asking God, why is this happening? But it's happening for a reason. We're not on this earth to have just a great life, right? We have to learn some lessons along the way. That's where growth comes from. This is how we're able to teach our children, like, It's all experiences. Your experiences is your greatest assets, and people don't understand that. That's why sometimes when things aren't working out to your expectation, give it some time, have some patience with the process, right? Because your experience will be there to help someone else's with their life, right? And that's what makes you wise, because you've been there, done that, and now you can teach someone. Your mistakes should not be repeated. You should learn from them, and we should grow from them, right? Even though sometimes we missed it, because people come in our life through different ways. Sometimes, depending on what you like, and you may find someone that has some similarities or you can relate to, and that person just rub off on you, and you may not have the same core values. You may have other things that is not compatible, but for right there, right now, that person matches up something that you like, and it probably isn't the right person. Same thing goes for friends, right? You may find a friend where you, for that moment, you feel like, okay, well, this is a friend that I can talk to, but at the same time, you don't know their interests, their best interest at heart for you. You don't know their hidden agenda. Like, we don't know. So it's like life is risky. It is risky, but sometimes we have to take risks because we don't know how are you going to discover if it's good for you or not. Sometimes that's just how life is. We have Ashka. Hey, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Happy Monday. I forgot to say that in the beginning of my video, but anyway, how is everything going on with everyone, by the way? Welcome to the Wake Up and Thrive with Camz live stream. Today we're talking about when life feel like it's on repeat, when things aren't working out to your expectation, what should you expect? How to pass through it. Today we're talking about that today. We all need a little strength here and there. Sometimes, we need the right person to help us to understand the reason why things aren't happening. And sometimes we need a little push, right? A little motivation, right? Sometimes people deliverables are different, right? So I'm here. This is why I'm here. We're here to speak on that today, right? Because it's tough out here. And this crazy world that we live in, we know that this world isn't a positive world. It's more negative than positive, right? So if we can come up here, I can come up here and, put some motivation in you so we can thrive through it together. That's what I'm all about, right? So, so yeah, life may feel like it's on repeat, but that's how life is. You just got to push through it. We have a lot of people who are dependent on us, whether that be your children, your mother, your father. I don't know who's in your life, but I know sometimes we just have to get through it no matter what, because there's someone out here who is dependent on you at the end of the day. I see 6 people here and just 3 likes. Go ahead for me and thumbs up this live stream so YouTube could push it out. I would love for you to support this community. Also, you may see my Wake Up and Thrive brand. I would love for you to support it as well. If you do decide to support, I would love to feature you inside of my community. So I want you to know that, okay? We have CA in the building. Hi, CA. Thank you so much for being here today. I would love for you to thumbs up this live stream so YouTube could push it out. Give me one moment. I have someone is. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I have someone that is texting. Yes. So, how is your Monday going so far? Y'all let me know, how is your Monday going? Good. If it's good, type me a 1. If it's not going so well, type me a 2 in the chat. Let's talk about it. So, Apska said, okay, so I don't understand that. I don't understand the language, Aska. Sorry, I cannot read it. If anyone else can, please go ahead and let me know what he's trying to say, because I really don't know. So yeah, Let's elaborate a little bit more. So, when life is on repeat, right? Here's the thing about this life, right? Life is about lessons. And each stage in our life, depending on our situation, depending on our circumstances, and it depends on, you could factor a lot. Sometimes, we're in a relationship, you might be single, you may have kids. We can't really question why things are happening, right? But nevertheless, you're responsible for your life. No one is responsible for you but you. Always understand that. Okay, so Jimmy is feeling, that's good. That's good, Jimmy. I'm glad your Monday is going well. No one is responsible but you. And when you have someone that is dependent on you, just know that you've got to, when you get up each day, you have to get up with the same mindset. Like, no matter how you feel, that's why I said when it's time for you to rest, you should rest. When it's time for you to get your mental break, take it. When it's time for you to go out, take it. Because we do need that balance of life. A lot of people don't really care about their mental health. They care about the physical aspect of life. They care about, making sure that your face is pretty or your clothes look good and the money is there and all these other things. But your mental health is just as important as is more important than anything else. And people don't understand that. And so when you wake up and feel in a certain type of way, you will see your outcome depending on how you feel. That's just how life is. Hey, the boss. Hi. Happy Monday. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Depending on how you feel, you will see your outcome depending on how you feel. So it's important for you to protect your mental peace. Try to keep your mind positive at all costs. Try. Because when you have people that is dependent on you and depending on how you feel, one little move that you make that may not be right can jeopardize their life, jeopardize, well, not meaning like, ending their life, but just meaning that it can put their life in a different direction, right? And so that's why you have to protect your mental peace with everything. And this means creating boundaries. This means having the right people around you. Because again, when life feels like it's on repeat, sometimes it could be you're surrounded. It could be having the wrong person around you that keep pouring negativity into you. And when people is pouring negativity into you, it messes with your mindset and your deliverable is not right. And so have you ever, like, if you feel happy about something, you're motivated about something, and you're doing a certain type of project, something that is, you'll see your deliverable, your thought process thinks different, you're excited to do it, and the outcome of it is excellent, right? Because one, you were happy, you were motivated, you feel good. Think about when you are unmotivated. Think about when someone disrupts your peace and you're doing it. The execution won't be right. You won't pour your energy into it, right? And so that's why it's important to make sure being around the right people. Okay? Yes, Jimmy. It's important. We got to protect our peace. This world that we live in, it keeps changing. Okay, and so we have to learn how to protect our peace so we can provide for our family. Your mindset does wonder. Your mindset controls everything about you. Hey, Dr. Soimi, happy Monday. Thank you for being here. Always radiant. Thank you. Maybe it's the lighting. I don't know. Thank you. So, yes, we just have to make sure we're staying on top. Mental health is important. Take care of it. Sometimes you may need someone to speak with. And I know we live in a world where we feel like we can't trust people. But I could tell you two people you can go to. Go to the good Lord in prayer. Yes. If you don't trust anyone, pray about it. Pray and ask God for directions. And depending on that, He will find you the right person. Okay? CA said, even someone giving you a dirty look in public, the first thing in the morning isn't good. Sometimes a bit of solitude can help. Absolutely. This is so true. Yes. It's so important. One dirty look in public, it could change the direction of your day. That protection is important. Yes. So the same way how, we are taking care of the exterior part, the accessory part, making sure that we look good, making sure that we feel good depending on what you're wearing. Mental health, making sure you're feeling healthy in here, you're at peace. Okay? So when life feels like it's on repeat, sometimes it could be a mindset shift. Switching your mindset, having the right people around you, thinking differently, thinking highly of yourself. People should not dictate and tell you how you look and then it just change the whole course of you. No. Forget about the gratification out here. Affirmate yourself. For those who are here, go ahead for me and thumbs up this live stream so you two could push it out, okay? We're speaking on when life feel like it's on repeat. That's what we're talking about today and how we can improve, If you need okay, so for me, I start off my day with, and I'm a very busy mom, right? For some reason, when I go to bed, if I go to bed late, I'm up early. If I go to bed early, I'm up early. I'm always up early. That's my thing. So it clearly tells that I'm a morning girl. I love to feel happy in the morning. I would love to feel happy the entire day. But if that can't happen in the morning, I want to just keep that positivity going. Then I speak to my father. Depending on what I'm doing, I'm still having a conversation. Go ahead, go ahead. I'm still going to have a conversation. Okay? It must be consciously done. Yes, Dr. Soyme, it has to be consciously done. So for me, I speak to my father as if I'm speaking to my daughter or my significant other or my father. Like I'm having conversation because I build a daily relationship. And I'm like, and even if I can't pray right then and there, I'm like, God, please help me to have a great day. Help me to keep this feeling of how I feel today. Help the person who I'm gonna be around. Give them a happy spirit. I have like conversation, y'all, and I tell you, I feel like God has been helping me through the process of that because, sometimes you go on the street and, you're looking, they're not polite anymore. The adequacy of people, there's no social skills anymore. People are just so in tune with their devices that they don't really pay attention to another human being. People spend less time with each other and more on devices. They giggle, they laugh, they do everything on your devices, and these devices takes away your mind to the point that you don't even know how to socialize with people anymore. Dr. Soyme says relying on God and His grace is very important. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's true. The boss says, yeah. So it's like when our mind is consumed with these devices, then we don't know how to interact with people. And as a result of that, you're passing, don't even know how to say good morning. Or if someone say good morning to us, we don't even want to respond. Not knowing that we need people. I don't care what anybody wants to say. If God put us here together, we need each other. We do. These devices won't fulfill it. And so, yes, we can consume so much as we want. We still need people around us. But we need the right people around us to help us to grow through personal development, spiritually, emotionally, every aspect. But when life is on repeat, when it feels like it, there's no growth, you have to assess yourself now. You got to say to yourself now, okay, what am I doing differently? What am I doing every day? Who is the right people that is around me? Where's my finances going? What am I not doing right? Am I not practicing good money management? Am I not practicing, good communication skill? Like whenever things feel like it's on repeat, something is wrong, and this is where you need to assess. And there's nothing wrong. We have to learn how to take accountability for ourselves, because when it's not improving, something is wrong. And that's just the process of life. I've had those conversations with myself. Like when I feel like things isn't happening and it just feel like it's on repeat, yes, I have to take some accountability. I'm like, okay, Camille, what aren't you doing right? What are you doing every day? We got to be real with ourselves. Now, CA said it can be a bit frustrating when prayers take long to get answered. That's true too. And you know something? The reason why some prayer may take a little while to be answered is because there's lessons to be learned. I'm going to give you a prime example, right? And this is not for all situations, CA. I'm just telling you like my reasonability why prayers aren't answered fast enough. And the situation is different, because if it's someone who is sick and you're praying for them and it's not happening, I understand your faith could be very shaky and testy and every type of thing around there. I get it. But on a situation like when let's say you're praying for a house, right? And let's say you're asking God, you want this house. You've been a renter for a long time. You may want to put your kids in a house and all these different things. You're praying for it. But in the meantime, God is saying, can you really afford a house? If you're having problem right now staying on time with your rent, what will happen when you become a homeowner? That's just one example of it. Another thing is, someone could be sick, or maybe something happened to them. Maybe they aren't eating right. And then as time progresses, things start to happen. The person changes, starting to get sick, and so and so, We don't really know, but God does things for a different reason. When prayers aren't answered fast enough, sometimes He's teaching us a lesson. Sometimes there's a lesson through the process. Sometimes He wants us to be patient through the process. Sometimes He's teaching us stuff and then we're not paying attention. All different type of reason. That is my take on it. I don't know what's yours. Let me know your thoughts on that. See it. Let me know why do you think it takes long? Because anyone can help me out. Dr. Soyme, the boss, anyone can tell. Why do you believe this happens? I'm waiting for someone to respond. And you know something, CA? I thought about this a couple times myself. I do. And for me, like when I read the Bible, sometimes I pray about it. I'm not going to lie to you. That's the analogy for me, to my understanding, mine, because everyone thinks differently. But I want to know your thoughts on that. So the boss, CA said it can be a bit frustrating when prayer takes long to get answered. So when prayers take long to be answered, what do you think happens, or what do you think God is trying to do when we pray for something and it's not happening fast enough? What are your thoughts on that? Hey, sweet dude, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Thank you. How's your Monday going? It's going good. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so today we're speaking about when life feel like it's on repeat. We're just discussing that for today. And thank you for being a part of the Wake Up and Thrive with Camz. You saw that I changed my name. I'm trying some different things. And I'm trying to push my motivation brand. So, yeah. The boss says he has his timing for it or wants something else for you. Absolutely. And I agree to that. CA, what are your thoughts on the boss response? Because I really feel that his timing is everything. Sometimes we're impatient and we want something to happen fast enough. But he's saying that it's really on his time and not yours, because sometimes we feel like, our flesh get the best of us, and in most cases we feel like this is the time for it to happen, when truth be told, he's in the back and he knows when is the right time to deliver. And not only that, he's trying to show you something in the midst of that. And God is a jealous God too. Do you know that? When you stop praying to Him, when you stop speaking to Him, He will do things to get your attention. I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, because it happened to me many times. And I'm like, listen, good or bad and the ugly, my Father will be in my mouth. Okay? So, yes. CA said maybe the person may not be mentally, physically, or spiritually ready to receive the answer, and the delay is part of the process to prepare you. Absolutely. That is so true. And CA, you answer your own thoughts or questions or statement rather. So true. The boss, you're right. Different things. We don't know. We don't know. But best believe he's preparing us for something. Okay? I remember in my 20s, y'all, let me tell you, it was rocky for me in my 20s, okay? I went through a lot of hiccups. Y'all know I have kids, and when you're raising kids, it's not easy. Um, raising them financially and all these other things into the equation. It was rough for me. There are times when I had to literally start over. And, at times I felt like I was asking God, I'm like, what is the lesson for this? Why am I going through this? And so here am I today. I look back and sometimes I smile about it. I'm not going to lie to you, because whatever comes now moving forward, I know how to approach it. I don't feel how I once feel back in my 20s, because I feel like somehow God is going to work it out for me. And he said, when you pray to him, don't keep asking for the same thing over and over. Because if you keep asking for the same thing over and over, guess what? This means that you simply don't believe, or it means that you don't trust the process. So when you pray and you ask for one thing, best believe, just know that he's going to deliver on his time, not yours. And just trust the process and don't keep asking for the same thing over and over. CA said there are stories of some lottery winner getting bad luck and misfortune. Well, well, here's the thing. This lotto thing here, though, it's risky. Likewise, some people, they get lucky. God bless the one who get lucky. But for the ones, and it could be detrimental too, because when you're obsessed and when you become addicted to it as well, that's another story. But the lottery thing, got to be careful with it. Got to be careful. But at the end of the day, we don't know why things happen. It just happened anyway. But just know that God is trying to teach us something. Hmm. So again, my friend, when life feel like it's on repeat, there's something in the midst of that he's trying to show us. We may not know, but during the process of it, you just can't give up. We got to hang in there. Yep. So let's pause for a minute, okay? Because I know sometimes I can get carried away into what my discussion. Let's check in with everyone. How's everyone feeling? How was your day going so far? How was your weekend? Did you have a great weekend? For me, I was busy over the weekend. I went live on Saturday. I wanted to put on my lashes, go my live, and right then and there, I got a phone call that one of my cars was over by the mechanic, and he was supposed to be fixing the car. And I got a phone call informing me that my car my car has been towed and the mechanic was locked up along with it. Come to find out that he took his dealer license and was driving my car, and he got pulled over, and that was it. Now, I was a little mad about it because I was in New York trying to have some fun to hear, that news. So I got to go get the car, and yeah, so, but thank God it was not worse, because it could have been worse, you know what I mean? But definitely a lesson learned. It had me thinking, should I ever try to drop off my car to a mechanic anymore? Or I just need to deal with reputable stores. And that person, it was somebody that I really been working with for a long time. But such is life, it happened. So that's how my weekend was. But I did have fun. I went to New York with my kids. I attended my niece's sweet 16, and I had an awesome time. But I came back up, and it's just so much going on, so much I got to do. I got, those type of things. But nevertheless, I'm just happy to be here. I always want to be consistent on my life, but truth be told, when things is happening, I just got to put what comes first, and I have to prioritize what comes first. Not that my life doesn't come first because I'm trying to grow my community, but I have to choose using wisdom, and that type of thing. So, but I want to know, how was your weekend, and how's everything going with you? Let's talk about it. Also, you guys know that I am focusing on my Wake Up and Thrive shirt. So I would love for you to be a part of my community in terms of supporting my brand, Wake Up and Thrive. Okay. Okay. So so let's see here. I had a few people that was here. Okay. So we got Nicole. Hi, Nicole. How are you doing? Happy Monday. Thank you for being here. Go ahead for me and thumbs up this live stream as you're tuning in. We got Barry walking exercise. Hey Barry, thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Go ahead for me and thumbs up this live stream so YouTube could push it out. Today we're speaking on when life feel like it's on repeat, because we know how life is. Sometimes we know that even though we plan as according, sometimes it doesn't work out to our expectations. So we're just speaking on that today. So Barry, how is your day going so far? How is everything? And thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Going great? Okay, that's good. That's good. Send my greeting to Liz as well. Barry Walk and Exercise. We're not too far away. We're just a couple minutes away from each other. We both reside in the same county. We both in Florida. And he speaks on motivation and health also. So please go ahead and check him out. That's okay, the boss. I appreciate you for being here. We got Charles here. Thank you, Charles, for being here. Thank you for tuning into this community. Charles says, "You are not alone. My wife is having car problem, and so am I. But I won't stop us. Can't stop. Won't stop." Absolutely. There you go. That's the mindset, we should have. Sometimes things happen, y'all, and it's beyond our control. When I found out about the car situation, I was like, you know what? Sometimes you can't trust mechanics. When they take your car to fix it, and then they're taking your vehicle to do something else, and look at the results of that. But I'm like, I'm not gonna ponder on it. Let me just go get my car and try to just figure out the rest. But that's how life is. We all go through different seasons of life, and we just have to embrace it and just pray through the process of it. CA said 2025 has moved so fast, but I am grateful to still be alive. I know. Tell me about it. I was assessing myself and I was like, Camille, have you completed all that you wanted to do for 2025? And I think about it, I'm like, wow, we got 2 more months left. Where did 2025 go? So fast. The world is changing, but we have to hold on and, you know. Barry said, how about yourself and family? See mom having Yes, it was my mom's. Listen, we have so many people, so many family members' birthday for the month of October, starting from my daughter going right down. I'm like, Lord, I gotta make sure next year my money is on point because so many birthdays. But my mom, she enjoyed her weekend. She had the kids for the weekend, in fact. But she enjoyed her weekend. Thank you, Barry. We got Lamont in the building. Hey, Lamont. Yes, yes, Lamont, you were on the live when I was going through that thing with the mechanic. I don't know if you missed it. Did you hear what I said earlier, Lamont? If not, let me know because Lamont was on my live when I was supposed to do my lashes and I was speaking on how I was gonna, do all these different type of things until I got that phone call. So Lamont, if you didn't hear it, let me know. Yes, the boss, it did flew by. Yes. Now let me ask you a question. I don't know if you had any plans, aspiration, or projects rather. Did you feel like you did well this year? I mean, the year has not yet ended, but whatever you aspire to do or whatever project that you wanted to do you feel like you've done it? Do you feel self-fulfilled, or do you feel like it's just not happening fast enough for you? Okay, so you didn't hear it. Okay, so let me just tell you really quick. I don't want to feel like I keep repeating myself because I said it earlier. But yes, so when just as about to put on my nail, I'm saying my nails, my lashes on Saturday. So I found out that the police, they took my car, um, because the mechanic, he had his dealer plate on my car, which was not, it was expired according to what they said, and he put his dealer plate on my car and he was driving it around, and I think they flagged the plate and they locked him up and took my car. Yeah, so, and I was in New York, but I was like, thank God it's not worse. Could have been worse, but and I'm sorry that this situation happened to him, but it is what it is. Sometimes you can't really trust people, and this mechanic was a very special mechanic to me and my family. When I found him, he became the family mechanic, but it happened. So, yeah, Barry said, what's going on with your car, sis? Well, this is not my primary car that I drive. It's another car that I have. I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with it. If I was going to sell it or I was going to keep it as a backup, since sometimes my other car, it'd be giving trouble, so it's not my primary car that I'm using right now. Yeah. So, yeah, Lamont, that happened. The boy said not happening fast enough and overthinking it. Okay, so that's how you feel for yourself, the boss. Listen, if that's what it is, I get it. I could relate to that. Okay, not happening fast enough is one of them for me because I'm going through some personal issues where I'm praying to God and I'm asking God to change it or to work on my behalf or work in the back end. And yeah, sometimes I feel like it's not happening fast enough. And for me, sometimes I overthink my stuff. Like, to be honest with you, I have my e-commerce store, and I don't know, sometimes I get like overwhelmed, not motivated, and I want to push my brand out there. And I said to myself, okay, I need to start focusing on it, even if it's just one time for the week. But it's like there's so much things that is happening. I feel like by the time I get home, boom, bam, bam with the kids, I'm drained. Time for me to go to sleep, back again at work. So it's that type of thing for me. Barry said, wow, is that who I think? Um, what's that? I don't know if it's the same person, Barry, but we could talk about it. We could talk about it after. I really check for that mechanic because, like I said, he's been a family friend, but I'm very disappointed at the situation. I don't want to call his name. I don't want to disclose it out of respect. I'm not that type of woman either to kind of, but I'm just speaking on the situation. And just so that you can be aware yourself, whenever you bring your car to a family mechanic, just be careful. Let them know that you don't want your car to be driven except if they're testing the car, not to be taking your car to run their personal errands. I have someone that happened to also. I had someone in my family that dropped off their car to a mechanic and they took the car for 1 week when that person delivered the car because they were missing a sensor or it was some electrical issues, but they were looking for a sensor. They couldn't find the sensor, so the sensor had to be ordered from the dealer, right? And so the person car was by the mechanic for 1 week. And when the car was dropped off, full on gas. And when he picked up the car, by the way, they didn't even find the when the parts for the car came, it was the wrong part. They had the car for 1 week, and when he got the car was on empty. And one and two times when they went to see if their car was there, their car was not there. So it seemed like the mechanic was taking this person's car and going to work and doing all that good stuff, whatever that is. So some mechanics aren't ethical at all. They're unethical. But anyhow, yeah. I buy it. What did you buy? Lamont, what do you buy? I didn't get that. Barry said, no problem. Yes, we got to be careful. Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We got to be careful. That's how a lot of people get into issues too. Like, not saying him, but sometimes people go and do their little illegal stuff and use other people's car and put people in trouble. Like, that was an eye opener for me too, as well. So I have to learn. Talk about your car. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. So I'm just learning as I go. Life teaches us lesson all the single time, right? This is a lesson for me also. Like sometimes I'm thinking about it. Okay, next time moving forward, do I continue to have this mechanic fixing my car, or do I just need to drop my car to a reputable or like a actual car shop, you know. But you know the difference, right? When you send your car to a car shop, I mean, I guess the same thing can happen. I don't know. I don't really know much about car, but it is what it is. Y'all see how I'm off topic? I'm supposed to be speaking about when life feel like it's on repeat, right? I'm off topic. Sometimes it get like this. Just give me some grace. But we were just speaking on what happened over the weekend, okay? Uh, CA said yes. Life can feel like being on a hamster wheel. Yes, it's one of those um, things, but it's about lessons learned and different season. Like right now, I really want to get back in my e-commerce. I want to model my clothes, my dresses and stuff that I have. I have a lot of things in stock, y'all, but I have not been like pushing them because I got so much going on. And sometimes I feel like because I'm mentally like going through and I'm trying to deliver for this one here. I'm trying to come through for this one here. I'm just trying to, my brain is slicing different areas. And when it comes down to my time to do my projects, there's not enough time. So it's kind of, yeah. But I'm hoping things get back as normal so I can focus on my stuff. Barry said it's a good learning topic anyway. Yes, 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 it is. It is. The boss said I've been dealing with my mental too. Yes. So, and the good news is the boss, when you are aware that you need to balance out, then that's where we know that it's time for it to put it into action. Because it's one thing when you know, but doing it is the other. So then now we have to focus on doing it. Yeah, we know that so much is going on. We know that you need to balance out your mental health. We know that, but the problem is sometimes we don't, it's not an actionable steps, and that's where it comes in. And for me, I'm like, okay, well, I need to finish off and do this, and that's it. Let me take some actionable steps now for me so I can put my stuff out there. I mean, I've had this brand going, and I feel like every now and then I'll put it out and then I just leave it because there's just so much going on. So I'm trying to make myself available to push my brand out there. Um, you need to get some good rest. Yes, Lamont, you see, do I look tired to you, Lamont? I probably look tired to Lamont. Lamont said that. But yes, I am. I need to take some good rest as well. But when I'm dedicated to something, y'all, especially knowing that I'm building a community, it's like I still have to come up here because it's like I feel like I don't want to be one of those people that talk but can't walk. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I feel like I still want to keep my life going. It's just one of those things. But I may not do the live every day. But today I was like, okay, let me come up here. Let's talk about it. And then maybe we'll see what can happen Wednesday. I'm not too sure about tomorrow. If you see me up here tomorrow, that means I probably got some rest, maybe have some time. But if you don't see me, just know that, okay, Wednesday and then maybe Friday. But yeah. Yes, yes. But Lamont, you are right. A girl need to get some sleep. Actually, I'm waiting on my pictures also. Um, for my Sweet 16. My photos I took, I want to see them as well. So I'm waiting to have those pictures. Glad you went live. Thank you, the boss. Thank you. Yes, I always say this, Lamont. Another thing too for me is like I've always lived on this principle that success don't care about feelings, right? And I also know the difference between, okay, when it's resting time is resting time. But I said, you know what? If I can just go live for just 1 hour and then I'll have the remaining evening to myself, I said, okay, we'll do that. So it's just one of those things. But this week, well, this weekend, I believe I had about 5 people that I met. Well, longtime friends, and we talk, reflect. They ask me what I've been up to. I've been telling them. Two of them told me that they're a YouTuber now. So I'm like, okay, you're a YouTuber. Okay, let's follow each other. So I had about 5 people that followed me, you know, and so that's a part of it too. I can't say I'm active and I'm not active. So that's another part. Yeah. So I'm just working on proper time management, if that makes sense. Yeah. Solomon, how's your Monday going so far? How's everything going? And the boss, I know you said you were working on your personal brand. Did you make up your mind yet? Like when you plan on being like consistent? I don't forget stuff, so I'm letting you know that if you say something, you put it out here. I do think on it. And then because you're building a community, I try not to put too much focus on me. I try to build my community. I listen, active listening, and follow through with my supporters. So just know that, okay? So I see that we have about 12 likes here. If for those who just hop in, I would love for you to thumbs up this live stream so YouTube could push it out. We speak on motivation, inspiration, we bring awareness, and also I am promoting my Wake Up and Thrive brand. And I would love for you to be a part of this community if you're brand new here, okay? The boss says, I'm starting to get my wardrobe together to start promoting it on live. Okay, all right. I know that you said this is not where you're gonna market it. So when you decide to start, just let me know and I'll try to be over there so I can support as well. For those who have been with me, I like to support as well, okay? Just have to figure out where. Okay, okay. Well, take some time and listen. Chat GPT is your friend. If you don't know, ask Chat GPT. Okay, it'll help you out. Sometimes I'm glad, even though a lot of people complain about AI, I'm happy that AI is into the equation. It helps me wherever I feel like there's blockage in terms of sometimes I may run out of an idea. Sometimes I may feel like, okay, well, do I need to improve on this? That's where I use Chat GPT. I'll express my thoughts and I'm like, okay, I have a little roadblock here. Help me out. Do you think I should do this way or that way? And I like the fact where it gives me options. And the fact when it gives me option, then sometimes it helps with my clarity, and then I can push through. So yeah, whenever if you don't know where, just ask ChatGPT and it'll definitely give you some ideas. Sure, no problem. No problem. But yeah, y'all. My Monday isn't so bad. Usually Mondays are busy, but today isn't that bad for me. Um, I have a few things that I want to do for this week. I'm not really sure if I'll get to do everything because of time. Time is always against me, but Barry said AI seems to work pretty cool. It does. And believe it or not, it's helping us. Even right now where you're watching this live and you're seeing my brand that is tagged on my live. I like the fact that how YouTube is using these tools to market my products. And likewise, when you do click to it, it doesn't necessarily um, click off this live. You'll able, like if you click to it, you'll be able to go on my website, while my life is still actively on. So yeah, I'm happy for AI. It's just that a lot of people feel like um, it does replace jobs, but which is why I feel like we always have to stay in tune. And a lot of times we're stuck in our old ways, and I feel like part of growth is trying to adapt into what is going on. Not saying to dwell in everything, but get up to the time, read on things, learn about it, so then that you're not left behind in not knowing how certain things work, and use it to your full advantage. Yep. So I've been here for 1 hour. Y'all know me already that I do not go over an hour. Even if I do, conversation has to be nice. The vibe is there and everything. But on this weekday, y'all know this is it for me. Um, how is yours going? You're talking about like my brand. If you're speaking on my brand, it's kind of slow right now, but I need to push it out, which is why I said I need to put some time management so I can put out my stuff, because I feel like time is always against me. So I'm just here, and I'm just trying to do the best I can in terms of timing. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm pushing my stuff out. Now, for right now, I do have my website. I do have my motivational brand. On this live, you should see this probably on your right. On my left, I think it's your right. You may see that that is my brand, the Wake Up and Thrive. And then I do have like a boutique that I do my stuff from every now and then. But when I say marketing, I mean like going back on Instagram, on TikTok, those type of things. I don't think I have the space and capacity to do that right now. But hopefully things change by January. I'm hoping that I can start going back out there in terms of being consistent, if you will. Okay, I hear you. Yes, yes. So we're going to wrap it up. For those who have been here with me, let me shout you out. So we had Drew Ross that was here. We had Jimmy that was in the building, Akash. We had CA that was here. We have the boss, Dr. Soyme, that was here. We also had Sweet Tooth Marie that was here as well. We got Nicole who passed through as well. Barry Walking Exercise. We had Lamont that was in the building. And who else we have? I think this is it. We had a few, but I'm still happy that you guys were here with me. And for those who tap in and just move right along, that's okay too. I'm glad for you to be a part of this community and hoping that we can grow together. All right. So, y'all, be blessed. Hopefully, I can come back out tomorrow. If I don't, then you know that by Wednesday, I'll be out here if God's permit. Okay. All right. Thank you all for being here. Be blessed, and I will speak to you another time. Have a good one.